Welcome to Legends Forever, with Richard bringing you a place of remembrance for extraordinary lives that continue to inspire long after they are gone. Here we honor timeless figures from film, music, sports, and culture, reflecting on their achievements, their influence, and the memories they left behind. Every tribute is a celebration of legacies that will never be forgotten. Marian Cleaves Diamond was a pioneering neuroscientist born in 1926 in Glendale, California. From an early age, she showed a strong curiosity about how living systems work. She later studied at the University of California, Berkeley, where she built a solid foundation in anatomy and scientific research that shaped her lifelong career in neuroscience. Scientific breakthroughs. She is best known for her groundbreaking research demonstrating that the brain can change and adapt based on experience, a concept now widely referred to as neuroplasticity. This challenged the long-standing belief that the brain was fixed after early development. Through her studies on enriched environments, she showed how learning, stimulation, and surroundings can physically influence brain structure, reshaping modern neuroscience and influencing fields like education and medicine. Teaching and legacy. Marian was also a deeply passionate educator at UC Berkeley, known for making complex scientific ideas engaging and easy to understand. Her lectures inspired generations of students to think differently about the brain and its potential. She authored influential works, including Enriching Heredity, and her impact continues through ongoing research. Her legacy lives on in the lasting idea that the brain is capable of growth, change, and lifelong adaptability. Loretta Swit is an American actress known for her long and respected career in television and theater. Born on November 4, 1937, she developed a passion for acting early and worked steadily across stage and screen, building a reputation for strong performances and emotional range. MASH fame. She became widely recognized for her role as Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan in the television series MASH, which aired from 1972 to 1983. Her portrayal transformed the character into a complex, intelligent, and deeply human figure. The role earned her multiple Emmy Awards and made her one of the most memorable performers of the series. Other work and legacy beyond MASH, Swit appeared in projects such as the pilot of Cagney and Lacey and the stage production of Same Time Next Year, showcasing her versatility across mediums. She is also known for her advocacy for animal welfare, using her platform to support meaningful causes. Loretta Swit remains admired for her talent, strength, and lasting influence in entertainment. Len Deighton passed away at the age of 97, leaving behind a remarkable legacy defined by sharp observation and quiet brilliance. A veteran of the Royal Air Force, his life experience shaped both his disciplined outlook and his imaginative storytelling. Writing and creative work, Deighton is best known for his influential spy fiction, particularly The Ipcress File, which introduced a more realistic and grounded portrayal of espionage. The novel later became an iconic film adaptation starring Michael Caine, further cementing its cultural impact. His writing stood out for its detail, atmosphere, and understated tension, reshaping how spy stories were told. Beyond fiction outside of novels, Deighton also explored cooking with creativity and humor. His cookbooks featured innovative cook strip illustrations that turned recipes into visual guides, making them accessible and engaging in a unique way. This inventive approach reflected his broader ability to think differently across genres. Legacy Len Deighton is remembered as a writer who blended intelligence, imagination, and originality. His work continues to influence both literature and storytelling, leaving a lasting mark on spy fiction and beyond. Kiki Shepard was an American television personality known for her warmth, charm, and natural ease on screen. She built her career through hosting and presenting roles, where her lively presence and strong communication style made her a trusted figure in entertainment. Over time, she became known for her ability to connect with audiences in a genuine and welcoming way. Showtime at the Apollo. She became widely recognized as the longtime co-host of Showtime at the Apollo, where she helped introduce and encourage both new and established performers. Her energy and support created an uplifting atmosphere that celebrated talent in all its forms. She played an important role in shaping the show's identity, making it a space where artists felt seen, supported, and appreciated by both the audience and hosts alike. Philanthropy and legacy beyond television, Kiki Shepard dedicated herself to charitable work through the KIS Foundation, supporting individuals affected by sickle cell disease. Her efforts reflected deep compassion and a commitment to making a difference in people's lives. She is remembered for her kindness, positivity, and lasting influence in both entertainment and humanitarian work, leaving behind a legacy of encouragement and care. For years, Simon Cowell was seen as the sharp-tongued authority of entertainment, the man who could make or break dreams with a single sentence. He discovered global stars, built massive television franchises, and became one of the most powerful figures in modern pop culture. But behind the confidence, wealth, and influence was a far more complicated human story. His life isn't just about success. It's about insecurity, reinvention, loss, and the quiet realization that power doesn't protect you from life's hardest moments. A childhood without emotional grounding. Simon was born into a family that looked stable from the outside, yet felt emotionally distant within. His father, Eric Selig Philip Cowell, valued discipline and results, while his mother, Julie Brett, carried elegance but struggled to express affection openly. There was no obvious cruelty, but there was a noticeable absence of warmth. For a child, that absence matters. Simon grew up not hearing the kind of reassurance many children rely on. Over time, that silence shaped how he viewed himself, always questioning whether he was good enough, always searching for validation that never quite arrived. Struggling to fit into expectations, school didn't offer relief. At places like Dover College, Simon clashed with structure and authority. He wasn't academically driven in the traditional sense, and the system didn't adapt to him. Instead of being guided, he was labeled difficult. Those years reinforced a pattern, feeling misunderstood, overlooked, and disconnected. By the time he left school, he carried not just limited qualifications, but also a lingering sense that he hadn't met expectations, his own or anyone else's. Starting at the bottom, his entry into the music industry wasn't glamorous. Working in the mailroom at EMI Music Publishing, he handled routine tasks while observing a world that seemed far removed from his position. Yet those early days became an education. He paid attention. How decisions were made, how artists were promoted, how trends were created. It wasn't exciting, but it was foundational. Sometimes the least visible roles offer the clearest view of how things actually work. Early success and a harsh collapse. In the 1980s, Simon took a major risk by starting his own label, Fanfare Records. For a brief period, it worked. Songs charted, money came in, and he experienced what it felt like to succeed. But the momentum didn't last. Market shifts and business challenges led to failure, and the company collapsed. Financially and emotionally, it was a major setback. Returning to live with his parents in his 30s forced him to confront something difficult. Success isn't permanent, and failure can arrive quickly. That period, while painful, reshaped his mindset, rebuilding with a new perspective. After losing everything, Simon approached the industry differently. He stopped chasing approval from critics and focused on understanding audiences. Working with labels like BMG, he began identifying what people actually enjoyed rather than what insiders praised. Acts like Westlife became hugely successful under his guidance. This wasn't luck. It was a shift in strategy. He learned that success often comes from recognizing what others overlook. The turning point. Television. Everything changed with Pop Idol. Transitioning into television was a risk, but it introduced Simon to a much wider audience. His direct, unfiltered feedback stood out. It wasn't always comfortable, but it was different and people noticed. That same approach carried into American Idol, where he became a defining figure. The role turned him into a household name and reshaped talent shows globally. Building a global entertainment empire, Simon didn't stop at one success. He created the X Factor and expanded into Got Talent, formats that spread across dozens of countries. These shows weren't just entertainment, they were systems for discovering and launching talent on a massive scale. Artists like Kelly Clarkson, One Direction, and Susan Boyle emerged through these platforms. By the 2000s, Simon had built a business empire worth hundreds of millions. The cost of relentless success. With success came pressure. Long working hours, constant public attention, and the responsibility of managing large productions took a toll. Relationships became harder to maintain, and personal time became limited. While the world saw confidence, there were moments of exhaustion and isolation behind the scenes. It's a reminder that achievement often carries unseen costs. A personal controversy. In 2013, Simon faced a widely publicized personal situation involving Lauren Silverman. The media coverage was intense, and it affected both his public image and personal relationships. It was a moment where he was no longer in control of the narrative. For someone used to judging others, being judged so publicly was a significant shift. It forced reflection and accountability. Fatherhood changes everything. The birth of his son, Eric Cowell, marked a turning point. Fatherhood introduced a new perspective, one centered on responsibility, care, and presence. Simon has often spoken about how becoming a parent changed his priorities. Work remained important, but it was no longer everything. Personal life began to take a more central role. Facing physical setbacks. In 2020, a serious accident involving an electric bike resulted in significant back injuries. Recovery required surgery and rehabilitation, forcing him to slow down. A second accident later reinforced that lesson. These moments highlighted something many overlook. Health can change suddenly, regardless of status or success. For Simon, it became a reminder to reassess his pace and priorities. Loss and reflection. Over the years, Simon also faced personal losses, including the passing of his parents and people he had worked closely with. These experiences often bring reflection about time, relationships, and what truly matters. They can shift focus away from ambition toward meaning and connection. Reconsidering image and identity. Like many public figures, Simon faced pressure to maintain a certain appearance. Over time, he chose to step back from cosmetic changes and embrace a more natural look. It wasn't just about appearance. It reflected a broader shift toward authenticity. Letting go of external expectations can be difficult, especially in a highly visual industry. A different kind of success. Today, Simon Cowell continues to be involved in entertainment, but his approach has evolved. He remains influential, yet more measured. His focus includes not just creating shows, but supporting talent and maintaining balance in his personal life. Success for him now isn't only about numbers, it's about sustainability and meaning, legacy beyond fame. His contributions to music and television are significant, but his story goes beyond that. It's about resilience, learning from mistakes, and adapting over time. He has experienced both success and failure, public praise and criticism, stability and uncertainty. That range of experience shapes a more complete understanding of what a life in the spotlight really involves, what his journey teaches. Simon Cowell's story isn't about perfection, it's about growth. It shows how early experiences can influence ambition, how setbacks can reshape direction, and how priorities can change over time. It also highlights the importance of balance, something often realized only after years of pushing limits. A more human perspective. When you look past the headlines, what remains is a person navigating challenges like anyone else, just on a more visible stage. His journey reflects determination, but also vulnerability. And that combination is what makes it relatable. The takeaway. In the end, Simon Cowell's life suggests something simple but important. Success is not a fixed destination. It evolves. What matters most isn't just what you build, but how you grow, how you respond to setbacks, and how you value the people around you.